Have you ever woken up on any given day and felt that something is different? Your room looks the same, your house is the same, the streets you normally walk on are the same. Yet, you cannot help but feel that something has changed around you, you just cannot tell what it is. If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone, and you may be part of a growing number of people who feel they are living in a parallel universe. Especially because they remember events from the past in a completely different way from the rest of the world and believe these events happened on an alternate timeline they experienced for some unknown reason. This phenomenon has been given a specific name, and these are 12 strange cases of the Mandela effect. Number 12. Logos that have mysteriously changed. A number of logos from really popular companies seem to have changed from one day to the next, with no explanation at all. Among them we have Ford. Many people state firmly that the way they remember this logo is this, with a normal-looking letter F. Regardless, the actual logo is this, with a swirl in the middle of the F letter. Similarly, the iconic Volkswagen logo is remembered by many as being a single piece, with the letters V and W fused into each other. In spite of that, the real logo has always had a line separating both letters, as can be seen in the image. Last logo in this example is Oscar Mayer, which several people remember it this way, having a letter E right after the M, when reality is that it has an A letter instead, as seen on this image. These are just a few examples of logos being seemingly changed. You will find many more if you look for them. Number 11. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Are you one of the many people who saw the old movie Snow White and remember the classic scene where the queen is talking to her mirror? If so, what are the exact words she says in this part? If your answer is mirror, mirror on the wall, then you may be surprised to hear that what she actually says is this.
See thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
That's right. It's magic mirror on the wall, not mirror, mirror, as tons of people seem to remember. This has been confusing for many, as the words mirror, mirror even appear in book versions of this story, but for some reason, that's not the line used in the actual movie. If you're puzzled, don't worry, many other people are as well. Number 10. The Village People's Extra Member. Odd as it may seem, many remember American disco group, The Village People, as having only 5 members. The policeman, the cowboy, the Native American, the leatherman and the construction worker. For some reason, they forgot about the military man, who also appeared as a sailor when doing the song in the Navy, and are surprised to realize that this group had 6 members from the very beginning. Why this 6th member is not remembered as much as the others is unknown. But it may be that his character is not as easy to identify as the rest. But my guess is as good as yours. Number 9. Mona Lisa is clearly smiling now. Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci's most famous masterpiece, the Mona Lisa, has always been an enigmatic work of art, particularly because of the expression the woman in the picture displays. Many of us remember her as looking serious and barely smiling, if at all. If you see an image of this painting now, you can see that she is clearly smiling, leaving no doubts about it. Did someone alter her face or painted over it in recent years? Or was her expression the same all along, and it's us who are misremembering it? That's for you to decide. Number 8. Tank Man was never ran over. In 1989, a number of protests were taking place in China against the government, and these were wildly suppressed by the military with rifles and tanks, killing thousands of protesters. The next day after all these people were killed, a brave man stood in front of a row of tanks in order to stop them from advancing into the city. This event was captured on camera and became known worldwide. The issue comes here. Many people remember that the first tank ran over this man and killed him. They even remember the trail of blood the tank left afterwards. Nevertheless, this is what actually happened. As we can see, the man was safely taken away from the tanks by other people in the street. And he was never run over at all. What happened to him afterwards, though, is unknown to this very day. Number 7. C-3PO's silver leg. Whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, you more than likely know about the existence of C-3PO. One of the two most popular robots in the entire series, next to R2-D2. You probably remember him as being entirely gold-plated from top to bottom, and maybe didn't notice one small detail in his body, his silver right leg. It's so puzzling for so many people not to remember this detail, that some suggest this is a mistake in the series continuity, or even a coloring problem in editing. But as you can see, the silver leg even appears in the official action figure of the character. If you thought both his legs were golden, however, don't worry, as even big companies that have produced new toys of C-3PO have made this error as well. Number 6. 2 extra people in JFK's car. John F. Kennedy was one of USA's most beloved and popular presidents ever, and his assassination in 1963 shocked the entire world. The oddity in this situation is that a ton of people remember only 4 individuals in the car when he was killed: JFK, his wife, the driver and 1 bodyguard. Reality, however, is that there were 6 people in the car at that moment, the 4 aforementioned ones, plus Governor of Texas John Connally and his wife. Why the latter 2 seem to have been forgotten by the world is a mystery, as even museums show JFK's car as having only 4 seats. Was this an error of perception, or is this a true case of the Mandela effect? Many people state that the latter is the right answer. Number 5. We Are the Champions lacks an ending. Queen was, and still is, one of the most popular rock bands in the world, and its emblematic song, We Are the Champions, is one of their most known ones, usually played at sporting events and other similar competition situations. Most people remember this song ending with the sentence, "of the world," but this is the way it actually ends. The lack of this supposed final line has puzzled many, to the point that it's even been suggested that this song was changed and re-recorded at some point. Of course, The reason people expect this line at the end may be because it's used 3 times in the chorus of the song, and so most listeners expect to hear it a 4th time for the final chorus, something that doesn't happen. Or maybe that was the way it ended in a parallel universe, you never know. Number 4. Luke, I am your father. The Star Wars series gets another Mandela Effect case with one of the most popular moments in the entire series, the instant when Darth Vader tells Luke Skywalker that he is his father. The words said in this iconic moment are remembered by almost everyone in the world as, "Luke, I am your father." And so they are confused to learn that the actual words Darth Vader uses are these.
He told me you killed him. No. I am your father.
That's right, it's, "No, I am your father." It never was "Luke, I am your father," in spite of what everyone thinks. This is so puzzling, that even the actor who does the voice of Darth Vader, James Earl Jones, remembers this sentence incorrectly.
When I first saw the dialogue that said, "Luke, I am your father," I said to myself, he's lying. And
the movie producers state that this is the way it's always been and that this sentence has not been changed for newer versions at all. Do we all have bad memory, or is there something more sinister going on here? Number 3. The Monopoly guy has no monocle. If you ever played Monopoly in your childhood with your family, you more than likely remember the game's mascot, called Uncle Pennybags, having a monocle over his right eye. If that's the case, I hope you don't get too shocked to learn that this character never had a monocle at all. Not even in the first versions of the game. This is the way the Monopoly guy looks nowadays, and the way he has always looked. Are you one of the people who remembers him wearing the monocle? If so, please say so in the comment section below. I'd like to know how widespread this situation actually is. Number 2. The Berenstain Bears spelling. This one is short and simple. The popular children's book series, The Berenstain Bears, was among the first samples of the Mandela Effect, as the number of people that remember the spelling of the name as Berenstein, with an E instead of an A, is amazingly huge. Some even stated that they had books with the alternate spelling, only to realize they were mistaken when they looked at these books again, many years after they had seen them last. This is what has led many people to believe that they have moved into a parallel dimension that uses the different spelling. Definitely one of the most debated cases in this phenomenon. Number 1. The Mandela Effect. And of course, the most important case of all, and the one that started everything, is the one about Nelson Mandela, the South African leader who passed away in 2013. In spite of this documented fact, several people state that they firmly remember that Nelson Mandela died in prison during the 80s, to the point that they even remember TV broadcasts about it, newspaper clips and even huge crowds at his funeral, when none of this ever happened until his actual death, 4 years ago. Experts say that this is a case of a shared false memory, started by one person and then assimilated by others. But those who believe in parallel universes felt that this situation was important enough to name this phenomenon after this case, the first of many already existing, and for sure, the first of many more to come. These have been just 12 cases of an ever-growing list of cases around the world. Have you experienced any of them, or have you experienced any not mentioned here? If so, please drop a comment below telling me about it. I'd really appreciate it. I wanna thank Luna Martinez and Corpse Husband for the investigation they did on this matter, which was the base for my own investigation about it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it in your social networks if you found it useful. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, always question reality. See you on my next video.